Good afternoon. Thank you for inviting me to this PSCS event. Happy birthday. Happy actually it's 50th birthday. So old. Thank Congratulations to all of you. Today I'm going to talk about about liposuction. I have been doing liposuction for over 20 years, and the machine that I'm about to introduce is not yet available in the Philippines. However, it consists of a lot of liposuction techniques, which I use. So I think it'll be a very useful thought to teach you, to tell you about what I do and what I think is very important in doing liposuction. So what I'm about to talk about is about PAL using an air compressor versus conventional type of liposuction. Because in Korea right now, there are many doctors who claim that the conventional type of liposuction is much better method of doing liposuction. I'm sure that many of you are using conventional type. There's nothing wrong with it. However, I find many advantages using this machine versus just using a conventional type of liposuction machines, which is just basically suction machine. So before I go about the machine and liposuction techniques, I'd like to show you what I do. Okay, I call this 5D liposuction or 5D liposculpture, which involves sculpting. We make high definition type of liposculpture, which makes the body look more beautiful than it actually is. And this is a more difficult form of doing liposuction. Okay, this is not all I do, but I've just shown you two pictures and videos. Okay, about the different types of liposuction machines. There has been so many different types of liposuction machines. I have been using more than 20 different types of machines, which are composed of power assisted, laser assisted, ultrasound assisted, radio frequency, or water, or just the suction only. I have been using all of them, and to me, there are some advantages and disadvantages, which I feel in between which exist between these machines. So there are different types of machines, and I'd like to compare them, their advantages and disadvantages. Electrical motor PAL the handle is quite light, and it's good for a short, about 2 or 3 hours liposuction. If it gets longer, if the patient is very heavy or obese, you need more hours to do it. However, the handpiece gets heat and hot, and which prevents you using it. You have to stop until it becomes a little bit cooler and start doing the liposuction again. And there is what you call water jet. This is a good machine, but I think it's very good for fat transfer and not for regular type of liposuction because of the slow process in doing the liposuction. If you're using this one, it's very, very slow. And ultrasound. Ultrasound does not contain any suction functions. It's just a machine which emulsifies the fat cells And if the lobules are very small, which are very difficult to suction out, then the ultrasound is very, very good machine. And the last would be the laser. I've stopped using it since about 10 years ago because the speed of laser is very, very slow. Excuse me. And the cost of maintenance is quite high. But now I come to this PAL using air. When it's using air, it does not get hot, so you can use for a long time. And I will be talking about what are the good things from now on. Beforehand, I would like to talk about what are the advantages of the manual liposuction. When we say manual liposuction, it just means that you are using a cannula and a suction tube and suction machine. That's it. Many doctors will feel that it's very good for the non-dominant hand to have high sensation. So if you're right-handed, if you're using the left hand, you're navigating with left hand about what is going on underneath the skin, and you can feel very well because there's no vibration, so you can feel very well. And it's very easy to learn because as long as you just put tumescent inside and you put inside the cannula with suction power, then you are already able to take out the fat. So it's very easy to learn. However, of course, it's different when making good result and beautiful result, and just the suctioning out is completely different thing. And the light handle weight are considered to be advantageous by many because there are some where the handpiece is very heavy. And you can do the suction very smoothly, but you have to use your power with your hand. And usually the doctors would feel that it's very smooth when you are doing it this way. And the residual tumescent, if you are suctioning out the residual tumescent solution, it could be suctioned very easily when there is no vibration. So these are the advantages of manual liposuction. What are the disadvantages? It needs high energy consumption. You have to use like this very, very vigorously, and you might get tired doing the liposuction manually. And because the handle is very light, you have to control the whole thing with your hand, but you have to squeeze the handle, so your hand does not become very soft in moving the cannula, because the handle is very light. And it's very difficult to suction a localized area, especially at the distal end, which means it's very difficult to correct undulations, especially when you are doing the second operation, where the previous surgery was not very successful. It ended up with a lot of undulations, and then you have to fix it. You need to have a cannula which could be located at a localized area and suction out only that small portion of fat. And it would be very difficult if you are using a manual liposuction. So I would like to talk about the advantages of PAL with air vibration. There is a versatile form of vibration, and we can do the vibrating filtration. And there is a heating system for tumescent solution, and we can turn it on and off. and we can suction with slow and delicate hand movements, and the handle is heavy, and I call it advantage. Versatile form of vibration. It has a reciprocating motion, so back and forth. It moves back and forth. Secondly, it moves around the axis and becomes rotation. We call this nutation. So it moves back and forth and moves like this with in circular manner. So the result would give a sort of nutation. What's good about it is that if we increase the vibration, the cannula would the width of the cannula movement would be very narrow, and if we decrease the vibration, then the width will become wider. So it sort of becomes a smoother brush. Let's say you're painting and you need a sharp one and a wide brush. You can make it through using you can have the same result. Same result as a brush, because you can increase and decrease the vibration, and it becomes different. So you have different form of vibration and different form of movement of the cannula, which results in different cannula types. So you have many different options. So we have a vibro infiltration. Okay, we have a video here. So actually right now I'm using the vibration to infiltrate. The good thing about using vibration while putting inside the tumescent solution would be that I could do layer by layer insertion of the tumescent, and we don't have to wait for a long time. You might usually I don't wait. I just do the liposuction right away, or sometimes I wait for about 5 to 10 minutes, and that's it. You don't have to wait something like 30 minutes or something like that to have everything in good position for, I have a good vasoconstriction, so there will be no bleeding. So there is layer by layer infiltration, and you don't need to wait that long. And the hand movement and the movement of the handle would be very easy, especially when you're doing the second or third time liposuction. There are abundant amount of fibrotic changes inside, and it's very difficult to move the handle. However, using this way, you can have it very easily. The cannula moves very smoothly. So I advise you to use vibro infiltration if you are able to do so. The next would be heating system. So heating system is like this one is gets hot, and the tumescent solution is kept in high temperature, and the water comes out through this infiltration machine. What is important about the heating of tumescent solution? You can heat in different ways. However, heating would be very important because it would be less painful. Then you will be using lesser amount of anesthesia while like if you are using propofol or something like that, unless you are doing doing the liposuction under general anesthesia. It's lesser painful if you are using warm tumescent solution, and it has less surgical risks. So warm, it's not only me who's saying that. As you can see, the warm tumescent solutions are less painful, and the room temperature tumescent solution can decrease the body temperature and increase the surgical risks. So if you're using the room temperature tumescent solution, you will require higher metabolic demands by 40%, and the adrenergic effect of post-operative hypothermia appear very, very easily. And post-operative myocardial ischemia occurs 2 or 3 times more frequently in patients with 35 degrees Celsius or less. And coagulation is impaired as well, so the wound infection risk is increased by 3 times. So using warm temperature tumescent solution would be very, very important. And we have another advantage, which is on and off. So the vibration can be turned on or off, and the suction can also be turned on and off very easily. And we can manage the vibration and suction in auto or manual. So turning on and off, I always turn something on and turn off something to prevent any kind of adverse effects by the vibration or the suction. So it's very easy for a doctor to change the mode of liposuction machine. And it also allows slow and delicate hand movements. Let's try to look. Okay, as you can see, I'm moving very, very slowly. This is not slow motion. I'm moving very smoothly and slowly. However, the amount of fat that's coming out, as you can see, is a lot. So I turned on the manual form to show you manual movement. And when you're doing manual movement, it's very, very tiring. However, there are some instances where I need to do it manually. Then, as you can see, we can just turn off the vibration and do the liposuction with only suction on. And about the weight of the handle. The weight of the handle is very important because when you are using light handle, as you can see, you have to squeeze your hand and you have to grasp very tightly. However, in heavy handle, with as you can see, I'm just holding it with my fingertips and I'm just moving it very slowly. Then the advantage would be my hand is very delicate to understand where the cannula is going and where the cannula is stopping, whether it is in the superficial layer or in deep layer. I can know right away. That's the advantage of heavy handle. So using this machine, as you can see, we achieve this kind of result very easily. And this type of result as well. We are able to do it not very sharp lines because of the cannula movement, which can be widened or narrowed. if we want to make it very vivid line, we can just use the we can use high vibration power, and if we decrease it as like this one, we can make quite smoother lines. So I hope you enjoyed my lecture today. I hope to visit the Philippines again. I'm so sorry that I can't go because of the COVID situation. I hope you stay well and healthy as well. And thank you for listening. Salamat po sa inyong lahat.